welcome to the second part of this amazing Sales Superstar series. And one thing I'm persuaded about is the fact that your decision to watch the second part of the video means that the first part made a lot of sense to you. And if you have not seen the first part, I want you to subscribe to this channel right now by clicking the subscribe button below this video and also clicking the little bell button, so that anytime I post new videos, you're going to be able to see it. And I want you to go and watch the first part of the series where I talked about one of the foundational truths about sales. You can't afford to make that mistake if you ever want to close any sales deal. And I talked about knowing your product. All right, the knowledge of your product really is the foundational truth that leads you to a path of success in any sales endeavor that you want to go into. Now, somebody used to say that I can sell ice to Eskimo. Now, I was thinking about this on a lighter note, that the only way you can sell ice to Eskimo is when you have a higher knowledge about ice than the Eskimos. So Eskimos are naturally ice on their own. So to know more about ice than them takes a whole lot of research, takes a whole lot of things. So it means there is a way you can talk about a product that even people who seem to have authority about that product gets to listen to you. And that's the only way you can sell things that people don't even need to them, all right? All right. So to be successful in any sales endeavor, regardless of either you're on the product or service, you need to know about that product. The more knowledge of your product you have, the more you know about what makes it unique, all right, that's the better platform, or that gives you the better platform to be able to sell whatever product it is that you're selling. But that's not even something big as much as what we're going to be discussing today. So today, we're going to be talking about something much more important. As a matter of fact, 80% of your ability to close a sales deal, all right, is tied to this second principle. And what is this second principle we're going to be talking about today? Is about know your customers, know your clients, know your prospects, know your market, know your audience. You can substitute it with anything. So the KYC, KYP, whatever it is, know your clients, know your customers, know your market. That is the foundational truth behind the successful salespeople. They understand the people they're trying to reach, and they tailor whatever it is that they are going to do around that knowledge of those people. All right. Now, one thing I want you to realize is in your sales process, if either you're selling for a company you're working for as an employee, or you're trying to market or sell your business, whatever it is that you are doing, somebody make this nice piece I'm wearing. Before the person could get me to pay for her to make this for me, it's actually made by a lady, there are things that the person looked at, all right, before she could get me to say, okay, let me give you money to make this for me. So necessarily, you are not sent to everybody. You can't sell to everybody. How do you therefore separate the people that you are meant to sell to? How do you know exactly who are your own customer, potential customer? Who are the prospects? How do you know them? So your capacity to identify who your customers are, who your prospects are, is what determines how successful you will be in your sales process. And this is very important. I cannot overemphasize it. If you have not subscribed yet, don't go on, subscribe right now so that you can get to hear more. So I'm going to talk about a few things that you need to research and know about your prospect. So before you sell to this person, what do you need to know about the person? All right, what are the information you need to assess? What are the information you need to be abreast of before you can actually you don't just jump into people's DM and start saying, I sell this, I sell that. There are a lot of things that you need to put into consideration before you even approach in the first place to be able to sell to them. I'll tell you a story that is pretty funny and interesting. For those of you watching that are into network marketing, this is very important for you. It's very, very important for you. And if you're selling to a group of people, an audience, everybody who wants to sell anything, this lesson is very important for you, this principle. Now, it was about one of my very hallowed mentor, Peter J. Daniels. He said one day a salesman approached him. He's a network marketer and wanted to sell a particular business opportunity to him about some of these supplements companies, all right, product companies in network marketing. And then he approached him and he said, I have this product, sir, that I want you to be a part of, participate in the company, and you're going to be rich, your life is going to change and all of that. And unknown to this man, he was actually speaking to the richest man in Australia at the time. And Peter Daniel, being a very funny man, told him, follow me to the parking lot. Let's go to your car and to my car. So he didn't say anything, just say, follow me. And the guy followed him. And then apparently this marketer didn't come with a car. But Peter Daniel, of course, was driving the latest Rolls Royce at the time. So he took him to his Rolls Royce and then said, okay, I think I should be the one telling you I want to make your life better. So don't commit the same blunder this gentleman committed by just bumping into somebody and trying to sell to them. Don't bump into people and just try to sell to them. There are ways to do it. There are things you need to find out and know, discover, and be abreast of before you actually approach them trying to sell to them. So one of the first things you want to know is to know who they are. Who are your prospects? Who are they? What's their demography, all right? Do you need to know about them? Are they male or female? What age are they? What age brackets do they fall in? You need to know a whole lot about them before you begin to sell to them. Now, what do? Are they entrepreneurs? Are they working class? Are they educated? Are they non-educated? Are they PhD holders? Are they school dropouts? You need to know what these people do for a living, all right? You need to understand that about them before you can actually be able to sell to them. All right, and one major important thing you need to know is how they think. All right, if I want to sell something to you, I need to know how you think, how you process thoughts. Your mindset is important for me to be able to package whatever it is I want to sell so that you can buy. Now, I want you to understand this truth, that it is possible that you take this particular cup and you sell it to somebody, or you try to market it to somebody, and the person tells you, I'm not buying, I'm not interested. And someone else comes to sell the exact same cup, and this person says, do you have a dozen? Can I buy more? It means that the first person, which is you in this case, missed some things out, but the second person was able to sell the same product, even if the prospect did not need the cup, would still buy the cup because the marketer said something differently, approached the prospects differently from the way you did. So I've been in situations where I was able to sell things to people who someone had approached earlier with the same product, but they didn't make a purchase decision on what the initial person had said to them. So what did I say differently? All right, you need to understand how these people think before you know how to package your message of sales to them. It's very important. And another thing, you need to be able to access the emotional data. All right, how do they think? What's their emotions like? Are they happy at this time I want to sell to them? Are they sad? Are they ready to buy something? All right, you need to understand the emotional data. And I'm going to talk about a story of something that happened to me some years ago. I was selling for this company. It's a network marketing company. And then I had to go talk to a bunch of graduates, about 2,500 of them. And unfortunately, the woman who had given us access to come and address them so we can sell this product to them was not available. She was unavoidably absent. And then I was told I was going to have 40 minutes to present. I was going to be given a projector and then all of that. Unfortunately, we got in early. We couldn't find a woman, so we had to sit through all the lectures. And I was told I will be given the last space to speak. So now you need to understand, being given opportunity to speak at the last part of the event, it means that everybody is tired. And if you have ever been to NYC camp before, you know how tired and boring those lectures can be. So you don't want to go and sell a product to such a crowd. I mean, they don't even want to hear anything you're saying. But I'm given 10 minutes to present a 40-minute slide, no projector, and then they expect me to sell. And while I was thinking about that, somebody said, what are you even trying to sell to these people? So I mentioned to the person, I said, somebody had come yesterday to sell the exact same business. That means another salesperson had come the previous day to sell the same thing to them, and then they bought it. So how am I going to go sell the same thing to the same audience? And I have 10 minutes to present my case. Guess what? I start to think about these people. I start to think about their psychology. They are young. They just finished school. They are about to have the first freedom in their life. They're going to be responsible for themselves and all of that. So how can I really penetrate their mind and get into them to buy my product? So I got an idea. And then when they called me up to speak, I didn't talk about my products or why they should buy my product or anything. I told them a story. I bonded with them. And by the time I was done telling them that story, it took me just 10 minutes, exact 10 minutes that they gave to me. Half of the hall followed me out, because I said to know about how we can connect so that I can do all these things for you about my product and the things that I came to talk to you. There is no time for it. Meet me outside and all of that. I gave my phone numbers, my WhatsApp number. I gave my WhatsApp number to them, and then I moved out with my team. And surprisingly, half of the hall, this was almost 500 to 700 people, moved out. The crowd was enormous. My team was busy sharing forms. People paid again for the same thing they had paid for the previous day, because I presented in a different way. And I'm going to talk about what I did, exactly how I said what I said, and I will share with you the principle on the following principles that we're talking about. There are 10 principles we're talking about. So I'm going to show you how I applied it at that particular place, and I was able to sell to the tired, hungry, broke young graduates who had bought a product the previous day. They still bought again because I said something different to them. So when you understand your prospect, you can connect to them better. Even if they do not need what you're trying to sell, they will be able to buy. Then you need to understand needs versus wants. All right, there is a way you can attach wants to what people need. Most times when we're trying to sell what people need to them, they are fighting you, because most times humans don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. Everybody has fantasies. All right, there's a reason they want to buy this kind of clothes. Wristwatch is wristwatch, but there's a reason you want to buy a Qatar or a Rolex. All right, there's a reason they want to do all of those things. So you need to understand wants versus needs before you approach a prospect or a client to sell anything to them. How do you attach what they want? Having known the prospect now and how he thinks, how do you attach what he wants to what he needs that you have to sell? All right, so your product is what he needs. You believe he needs it. He doesn't believe he needs it. But if you can tie wants to that particular product, you will be able to sell it faster. Now, I'm going to teach you how to do that on this series. So subscribe to this channel so you can be able to get that for that. A final thing I'm going to talk about right here is you need to know what influences your prospects, or how they get influenced. Some of them are influenced when they see somebody that they look up to, a celebrity, or what they call it now. I can't really place for want of words. When they see somebody of influence doing something, they want to do it also. So sometimes you may find out what influences your audience or your prospects and sell to them through that means. So I talked about knowing who they are. I've talked about knowing what they do. I talked about knowing how they think. I talked about understanding the emotional data. I talked about needs versus want. And of course, I talked about what influences them. You need to know all of these about your prospect. Then you are ready to sell. I wanted to watch out for the third part of this series. And the video might drop anytime soon. So subscribe to this channel so you can get it, because I'm going to discuss the golden rule. What has helped me to be able to move sales for any organization that I decide to sell for? What is my secret that helped me move 10x for most organizations that I've been able to sell for? I'm going to be sharing that secret in the next video.